Okay, so till this point, we know what is Neo. We have seen how do we do the setup for the Neo toolkit, the blockchain toolkit, and we have seen some theory as well. Now, this will be helpful when we write a smart contract. But where do we have to write a smart contract? Of course, we got the answer. We have our VS Code ready with us, and you can see we have empty screen now. Now, the thing is, we also need to create a network. Now, why do we need a network? We have a public network, right? So when you develop an application, when you have your D app ready or dApp ready, you can just push it on the public network. But then when you are testing it, when you want to learn something, when you want to debug your code, it makes sense to use that in a private net. And we need to use a private net. Where you will see the private net? It's very simple. When you go to your sidebar and you click on N3, and you can see here, in the blockchains, we got two blockchains. One is a mainnet, second is your testnet. And if you expand testnet, we have some seats available. And if you expand your mainnet, we have something. Now, what I want here is I want my private network to be here so that when you develop an application, you can test it there. Now, you have a choice. When you have a network, and if you want number of nodes, you can specify how many nodes you want, one node or multiple nodes, right? So we'll do that in this video. So let's create a private network. Now, in order to do that, what we will do, let's go back to our files or Explorer here, and let's create an empty folder. So for that, I will just click on Open Folder. Okay, so let me create an empty folder here. Very simple. You can just click on New Folder, or if you have already created in the earlier videos, you can use that. Otherwise, let me create a new one. And I will say this is Neo Smart Contract. I will click on Select Folder, Open. Now, once we've got our folder, yes, we have to trust this project, which was the author as well. We don't want the starter page. So we got our empty folder. We don't have any file as of now. You can say this is empty. Let's go to N3 again. And here, if you can see, it is detecting that we don't have any. If you just go to Quick Start, this is where you will be having your wallet. This is where you will be having your contracts. But as of now, I don't need that. So let me just push this up. Okay. Now, if you focus on your Kickstart, it has detected that we don't have a Neo Express instance. Now, this Neo Express will be helpful to create our network here. So you can simply click on this. And that's why when you have a toolkit, it is much easier to create your own blockchain. So click on this toolkit. Now, once you click on that, it will say, okay, I will create a network for you. But tell me how many nodes you want. You want a single node, 4 nodes, 7 nodes? See, if you want to test your network, and if you want to test your D app in the production, it makes sense to have multiple nodes. But since we are into learning phase, we will select one, and that should be enough. Once you do that, it will ask you for the place. And okay, so this is the folder which we created now, which is Neo Smart Contract, and we need to provide a name to it. We can say private net. That works. We can say private net, and the type is Neo Express configuration. So we'll select that and click on create. Okay, so it is creating. It will take some time, and you can see we got a prompt here as well created. Okay, we don't need that. And as you stay on this screen, you can see it is happening. This is your block explorer. Remember, we have talked about this. This is where you will be having all your blocks. After every 15-20 seconds, it will create a new block for you. Now, the funny part is in this blockchain network, which is a private network, we don't have any nodes who are doing transaction. Ultimately, we have only one node, right? And still it is creating blocks, and unfortunately those are empty blocks. And that's why you can see here, you can see the time, you can see the transaction, you can see transaction 0, which means this block is empty. Now, if you don't want to see all the blocks, you can click on this hide empty blocks, and it will show only one block. Any guess which is this block? This is the first block where you have all the basic information, the Genesis block. And if you click on that, this is a block which will be there irrespective if you say hide, because this will be our first block. But yes, after every few seconds, it will get a new block. As of now, just click on this. Now, yes, once we write a smart contract, when we do some transaction, that's where you'll be having a block which has a transaction. Okay, now if you focus on the left-hand side as well, apart from this two network, if you can see we have mainnet and we have testnet, we have one more network now, which is your private net. Now, this is the same name which we have given. And if you expand this, we have the name itself is private net because that's what we mentioned when we saved it. And the extension is Neo Express. This is your file and that's your network. So the Explorer which you're using here is on this network. Cool. Now let me just go back to our file explorer. So when you click on that, you can see we have a file created. Remember when we did for the first time, we were not having any files, but now we have one file, which is your configuration. When you click on that, it will open a file. This looks more like a JSON file, and it should be a JSON file which with a Neo Express extension, and it has all the information. You can see we have a private key, we have a script hash, we have some port number, and that's your wallet. Do we have a wallet created here? Yes, you can also see we have a wallet as well. Now, we mentioned that before, right? So wallet is basically not where you have your money. Wallet is useful to save your private key. So if you expand this, this is your wallet, right? And if you want to receive or send money, you can use this and you will be having. As of now, we don't have a balance. You can see we have zero neos, we have zero gas. We need to get some neos and gas, right? Because we want to do some transaction. And we'll see that later. How do we get this neo and this gas? Okay, one more thing. The neo and gas which you will receive is not something you can trade on the platform. Those not exactly our money which you receive. That's a dummy amount. We can use that for transaction to learn something and experiment. Cool. So we got our wallet ready. We need to create a smart contract. We need to use this wallet and we want money. And we'll be doing some transfer between two people in the upcoming video. So yeah, that's it from this video where we have talked about the setup of private network. And just to reiterate what we have done, the first step you have to create an empty folder. We have done that. The empty folder for us was Neo Smart Contract. It's not empty as of now because we get it one file. Next we have to do is we have to create a private network. In order to achieve that, you can just click on this option here, which is the Neo Express instance, but unfortunately you can't see that. So you can see one more option is, if you don't see that option there, you can click on these three dots on the blockchain. You can see it says create private blockchain. Again, same thing, you have to mention the number of nodes. You can mention the name and it will create a new private blockchain for you. Let me just try that. Just enter some name. I will say testnet private, and you can see it will create a new for you, but we don't want two, right? We want only one. So you can even stop this blockchain if you want to stop it. As of now, this is running, right? We have two private blockchains running. I can stop this, and the moment you say stop, it will not create any more new blocks there. And I want to delete this. Do we have an option? Okay, let me just see that option later. Okay, but as of now, we want one private blockchain, and this is where it will create a wallet for you, and that's it. We got a smart contract. So that's about this stuff. So we'll see the next step in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section and do subscribe for further videos. Bye-bye.